Okay, good evening everyone. Thank you very much for joining us once again. I'm Dan, aka Pheasant Plucker, for Season 4 of Corn Racing League. We're in the latter stages of the season now. Race number 13. We're at the COTA, the Circuit of Americas in USA, or Texas, USA, for the USA Grand Prix. 28 laps over a distance of 3.42 miles or 5.5 kilometres. We'll see our Corn Racing Academy all go head-to-head once more, with only a couple of races still to go after this evening. Alongside me this evening in the comms box, I'm very happy to introduce someone who's an extremely fast racer in his own right. You might have heard of him commentating in our Tier 1 league very regularly. It's Jamie, aka Indigo to some. Good evening, Jamie. How's things?
Well, first of all, thank you for that introduction. I'm very good, thank you. It's nice to be here, commentating alongside with you with different drivers, and hopefully it'll be a really good race and qualifying session here in USA.
Perfect. Good stuff. So, since last time you saw us, I'll just stick with Jay Wills on his outlap for a minute. We were in Hungary last week, for those of you who saw it. Fantastic race. We had some excellent performances at the top of fairs. Big Ben went and won it in the end. He got 41 points on the day with the fastest lap. Ryan Mills was in second, so them two at the top of the leaderboard as well, and stick in there as well. Gautier Lefalon got himself on the podium. What a superb performance that was by him. Fourth, Jay Wills. 5, Sniper Boy Hart. 6, Mazzles. JP Bowie. CRL Murphy was in 8th, with MUFC Harvey. Good drive by him for 9th, and Hedgehog in P10. Hedgehog, I know, is itching to get on for an interview at the back end of these at the back end of one of these races, to indicate that he's took a win, or he's took a podium. He's desperate to get on that podium before the end of the season. With 3 races left, will he get a chance to do that? So you've obviously seen a few races before, Jamie. Who have got your eye on currently, or who you're interested in watching tonight?
Interested? That's a good question, actually. Seeing what I've seen so far from the championship standards you sent me, I thought someone made a mistake there, but it's alright, they're all good. Some Renaults just got off the track at turn 1. Sorry to go off Sophie. In turn 1 they've gone.
Is that it? It's done. Who is that? Is that Hedgehog?
Is it Hedgehog?
It's Ghost Angel 1. It's Ghost Angel 1 on his outlap. He's put it into the fence. I don't know what's happened there. That might be a brake failure or something. It's very irregular that you'll go straight into the corner there. Because it's an uphill, so you slow the car down pretty quick. But there's that looper and left-hander, unless of course he's just pulled to the side for someone, maybe. We shall see. But we're on board with Jay Wills. Jay Wills has set a purple Sector 1, as you would imagine. He's gone into Sector 2, just coming around turn 10 at the moment, and heading towards the downhill, towards the tight left-hander of turn 11. Very easy on the throttle here. Hard to get traction in the first place, and then flat out. Sorry, go on, Jamie.
Yeah, like I said, that was the most crucial part, because it's a slow corner, so easy to break traction there. And you're coming into turn 12, I believe.
Yeah.
It's 13. Yeah, it's turn 12. This is where we see the most overtaking happening, side-by-side action, like we've seen in past in other leagues, and takes it really nicely. You want to get a sort of too early to break traction because there's slow corners, and the first time on the board is Wild Dog with a 32.4. A bit loose on the rear end coming out of turn 15 from J Wills, as Sniper Boy goes quickest. Coming towards the final 2 corners now, a bit hesitant on the... He goes too wide, and he's invalidated it, sadly for him.
He has invalidated it indeed. Going to jump on board with Ryan Mills. He's just coming around on his lap also to see whether or not he can set an original time. What's his time going to be like? Can he get to the top? No, he can't. He's P3 currently with a 132.3. So 131.4 by Rathbo. A good time to start us off. All of the top drivers so far all going on the softs. Murphy starting off on the mediums in the first place. He's out there, same as Big Ben on the mediums as well. Sniper Boy in second currently. I think someone just moved. Wild Dog 132.4. Yeah, Greg's 134.2. So yeah, there's a bit of a gap between some of them at the top currently. CGM Mike's, he's currently in the pits. Same as Mishi, same as Mr. Squido. So we'll have a little jump on board with Hedgehog coming around the final couple of corners. There's a car on the side of the track there as well. What's
Who's
going
that?
on there? Ghost
Teammate.
Angel 1. That's a strange place to be parked. And Hedgehog has put himself P3.
Ghost Angel parked the last corner. He's going in the pits, and I believe he's got some full wind damage, so he was on a lap, and I believe he just made a mistake. No, he wasn't on a lap, he just had that brake failure, so I wonder if he's on a wheel, because something strange has been happening to him, but yeah.
It certainly appears so, that something's gone wrong, and something's gone wrong with Hedgehog that we're on board with there, and he's invalidated through the S's in Sector 1. He's not going to be the only person who does that, by the way. We're expecting to see that quite a lot. Ryan Mills still on his second lap now. He's coming around Sector 3 as well. The final lap.
Williams or two.
It is. Sniper Boy puts himself quickest with his second lap with a 1:31.3, and Ryan Mills doesn't get a second lap. He pulls himself back into the pits. Who we're looking at, Mr. Squeedo. We'll have a little look at him. He's in the Red Bull this evening, and Mr. Squeedo, a few decent performances recently. Didn't get any result last week, or certainly wasn't in the top 10 last week. So although he had entered onto the top 10 in the leaderboard, he takes himself back off that. MUFC Harvey at the bottom of the leaderboard, bottom of the top 10, sorry, I keep saying leaderboard, it's not really, but the top 10. But he is on 83 points. Mazzles 138 in 9th, JB Bowie with 141, Sniper Boy with 142, Murphy with 147, Gautier with 148, so massively close competition. 7 points between all four of them drivers. 208 as Hedgehog in 4th, and then J. Wills, Big Ben, they're 296 and 299 respectively, and Ryan Mills at the top now with a 312 on points, only 13 points clear, so all still to play for with 3 runs left. Still on board with Mr. Squeedo here, just coming round on his soft lap before he goes for a fast one. Is there anybody currently still out there? Sniper Boy,
Murphy.
Yes.
Murphy's backed off his lap on those medium compound tyres. Jay Bowie crossed the line. I don't know if he's just improved or not, but it looks like he's going for another one by the looks of it. There's cars coming out of the pits. That's Raf out of the pits with a brand new set of softs currently in P2. He's in a comfortable position with his teammate up there. Ryan Mills in P5 is on the out lap 2 with a 32.3. He's a whole second off of Sniper, so he needs to find a lot of time on his second flying run to get closer, if not try and beat them.
Yeah, let's have a little look at Jay Wills. He's on his outlap currently. Oh, that doesn't matter about that. So who else was I with? Murphy, he's on 2, so he's pulling round now. So yes, there's 10 minutes to go. It looks like everybody's got their initial laps in now, apart from some of these at the bottom on out laps. CGM Mike seems to be sitting and chilling out for now. I hope he knows that this is a short qualifying and he doesn't think he has to save for a qualifying 2 or 3. That might be a bit of a shock to the system. If he only goes for if he only does that the one time. People can do that from time to time. He's stepping in this evening. CGM Mike is in for L. Wyatt in the McLaren, so he's reserving with JJ Cod Vickers. Who else is not in tonight? Crash Game in a Ferrari, you'll notice he's not here tonight, so Ryan Mills is without partner this evening. And Sniper Boy Hearts is the other one in the Williams. He's going to be partnered up by the reserve Raf Ball. He steps in for Reverend Melvin this evening. Sorry, I'm just sat there in the pits.
It's alright. Here's Jay Bowie coming towards the final corner on his second flying lap on the mediums. He's improved in the middle sector and he's improved on his lap by 4/10, but stays in P7. He's a half second off his teammate Wild Dog, but he's on the mediums of course on his second lap, so there's plenty of time to be improved once he goes onto the soft tyres. But talk about that, I did in another league. I thought it was short qualified, it was actually long qualified. Mr. Squiddo across the line. Oh, he's spun, he's at the wall. Oh, he's lost all of his footwork, and as soon as he got on the curb, he slammed the throttle, and that lit up the rear tyres and puts him in the wall. I don't know if he's on course for a good lap time, but sadly, it's all down the drain. If he was, yeah. So it was long qualified, and I used 3 sets of tyres in Q1, thinking it was short qualified. Until somebody told me I only had 1 set left in Q3, so I was in big trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I hope, if anything, it'll be the other way with him this way. That he'll have preserved tyres, if anything, but certainly won't be starting where he wants to if he doesn't get himself out and nail it first time. As we see a purple sector in Sector 2 for Jay Wills. Jay Wills, our 3rd place in the leadership at the moment. He's been at the top, has Jay Wills. Shown pace time after time. He'll be looking for a good result today. He's took that rather smoothly.
Meanwhile, Loreno comes towards the line. He goes P13, 34.0.
Ah, that's Ghost, so he must have come up. There we go, Jay Wills with a 1:31.322. He is 4 hundredths of a second faster than Sniper Boy, and he takes the top spot. So he is our current pole 1 sitter. Good luck for Jay Wills.
Here's Ryan Millis, coming towards the Middlesbrough corner, and now he heads towards the final corner as somebody's about to start their final lap. Don't want to take too much care about entry, of course, in case of that validation. Goes P4, the championship leader, with a 31.8, and he's just half a second off of Jay Wills at P1.
Gautier Leffelon, he's 5th in the championship currently. He was 3rd last week, showing pace again, gets a purple sector 1. Those S's as they become that little bit easier as the cars are lighter. Obviously you've got the track acclimatisation, so things are getting into quite nice conditions now. You'll probably see a few of the laps drop further still, hopefully. He's took turn 11 quite nice, and he's on the straight, and we'll stay on board with him just a minute and see if he can maintain this pace. He's doing alright so far.
Long straight, plenty of opportunities to overtake down there, and somebody just crossed the line, and I believe that was me, man Moody, on his second. Yeah, so people are not really switching over to a brand new set of softs. They're doing like 2 laps on the same set. You obviously don't want to do that just in case you get qualified inside the top 10. Purple middle sector, it says from Leffelon, and apologies, I can't pronounce his first name.
Gautier,
there we go. I didn't want to say it incorrectly just in case.
no dramas. We're actually on board with Gautier Leffelon currently. He's had 2 purple sectors so far in 1 and 2. He looks quite smooth to me. Just needs to finish this off, and I can imagine him being, well, he might have jumped himself a position or 2 here.
Oh, it's Paul.
Oh, wow. He has as well. 1:31.1 for Gautier Leffelon. The man's been practicing clearly. Well done him. That's good numbers. Good numbers, not too bad at all.
I was on board with him throughout the whole lap, and it just looked very, very smooth. I didn't see him make any mistakes. He could have found more time in that penultimate corner, but overall it was a really decent lap, and he put himself on pole and 2 tenths ahead of his rival Jay Wills. So it's looking very comfortable. Is the Haas driver. Murphy's on a lap as he makes his way towards that penultimate corner. You don't want to drift out too wide, of course. And now he heads towards the final corner. Sun glazing on the track, misses the final corner, but I don't think it'll affect him too much, and he goes up into P6 with a 32.2.
Yeah, good lap for Murphy. You can argue that he could probably go quicker than that as well, looking at that final corner. Hug it a little bit tighter and get a release quicker. I imagine he'll be able to shave a few more tenths off that potentially. Big Ben I was on board with at the time. He again is well up there in the championship, and we would expect a bit more of him, but he's invalidated his first lap on those softs, so he's going to have to try again. So as you can see, there's quite a steep uphill towards turn 1. Hard on the brakes, nice and feathered round, and then flat out really. We'll stay on board with him a second so you can see just how complicated these S's are to get right. There'll be a few track invalidations, and there'll be a few penalties around those S's today, I would have thought. It pretty much goes hand in hand with the course.
Is Big Ben BX37 Pro?
He is, yeah, Bex Pro is Big Ben.
Sorry.
Yeah, I kept getting confused in the first place, but yes, yes, Big Ben is Bex Pro.
I was trying to find him on the leaderboard. I was like, where is he?
He's currently in 2nd in our championships. He's the man 13 points behind Ryan Mills. These have been getting some fantastic competition between them. To be honest, he's not got his toe down there, so I imagine this isn't actually a lap.
Nah, he just backed out on the straight, so I don't think he was satisfied. Was it a good first sector from him?
I didn't see that he was down especially. He didn't look like he'd done anything wrong, but maybe they didn't have the fuel potentially. He might have only put it down for 1 lap.
Definitely got the fuel because there's no indicator, so
right.
I don't know if he's still got his ERS on, so I'm not quite sure if he's going to go for a second lap on the set of softs. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but we'll find out when he makes his way towards the pit lane or the final corner. What will it be? Pit lane.
Yes, pit lane. Yeah, pit lane's just before final corner.
So his best lap time is on the medium compound tyres, so he's still got a soft one to do and more time to make up.
Yeah, best. Yeah. That's JB Bowie, you're right.
It was. Interestingly, the Williams driver is on the medium compound tyre, and there's 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this session. Not a lot of time. Obviously, he could do one. He's backed out of it, of course. But if he completes this lap, I did see him go quicker in the first sector compared to his best time. So if he completes a lap, I don't think he's got enough time. Maybe he has, but be very nip and tuck, and you only have one lap on the set of softs, so he's got to make his mind up in these closing stages of qualifying. Medium tyres are a really good tyre around this track, but everybody else compared to him is on the soft compound tyres. So what will he do? Will he go for a lap on these mediums, thinking he can prove? No, he won't.
JB Bowie, while we're on, that's just crossed the line. He's took himself from, I believe it was P12 or 11, and he's put himself up into 6th with a 130 pretty much dead on, 0.79. He demotes Murphy a spot as Hedgehog and Wild Dog as well. Wild Dog currently on a lap. Looks like he's invalidated his lap. Looks like there's a bit of a train going on the track actually in front of him there, going around turns 14 and 15 currently. Not ideal.
Big problem for Mr. Squiddo down in P17, because he got this and next lap invalidated. So the lap he's currently on, he's invalidated it due to probably going wide in the final corner. So I classed it as it's the next lap, but he's still going for it. Can you see on the graphic there's a red, the whole track's red?
Yes. Mr. Squiddo, yes, the whole track's red for Mr. Squiddo, yeah. Yeah,
so
he's going for it, but it might just be because of the time that he's got available. He wanted to just get the car around as fast as possible to get on his hot lap. Maybe it's a bit of nervousness. He's got plenty of time on this occasion. Maybe he's got plenty in the tank to go around a third time. I don't know. We shall see. Mr. Squiddo currently still to set a time. CJ Mike, he is now on his out lap on the softs with 1 minute 30 to go and hasn't set a time. So I really do think he might have thought this was Q1. I hope for his sake he puts a decent lap down and doesn't invalidate it off the back of that.
Judging by his out lap, he doesn't look too confident.
Well,
you don't. He's gone very wide. I don't know if that will class it. Will that class it?
Nah, it was too early. It was too early for that. He should be fine to still do the lap. So he's on the lap. Yeah, he's on the lap. But there's quite a few on the lap as well. So really, we're going to leave him a minute. We're going to leave him a minute and just go higher up on the board and see who's been going on there. Purple sector for the first section from Gautier Lafalon. He's in P2 currently. Jay Wills still the fastest here today with a 130.590, by the way.
He's in the pits. He's not going to improve, so I think he might have messed up. He didn't invalidate, so he might have messed up on that lap. Right. And he's in the pits, so he's got to keep an eye on his competitor, Sniper Boy. Prove him in the middle sector, but will enough to be take pole position as he makes his way across the final corner. Teammates on an outlap somewhere, and Sniper Boy stays in P3 with an improvement.
Good for him. Mazzles and Mean Mad are starting to leave the session, so a few people starting to go. Gautier Lefalon, after a purple sector 1, is at a purple sector 2. So Gautier is at his way to Bix today. He's absolutely flying. He went P1 before. Can he shave 6/10 off though? That's the question. It's quite a lot to shave to be the fastest on the track, but he's going to give it a good go. He's going to have one hell of a lap. He just needs to make sure he doesn't... Oh, he might have lost a little bit at the end. Is that going to make a difference to him? It did. He couldn't manage to do it. Unfortunately, I think he lost a little bit of time at the end. That's unfortunate after 2 purple sectors. Just didn't get the third sector right, clearly. Where we're looking, Raf Bo, he's just starting a lap.
One time down the first sector from Raf. Makes his way out of that corner. Those very difficult fast corners there. Make our way down into turn 11. Really important to rotate the car and get on the power as soon as you can. Without doing that, he just lit up the rears in that corner there, and DRS is wide open for him. See what his middle sector is going to be like comparison to his own. Wild Dogs invalidated his lap. About Ghost Angel down there in P13. He's in the middle sector and he's running out of fuel, it says. Raf, I think see his middle sector sadly. He's gone wide, and this will be definitely... No, it doesn't be an invalidation, so it allows it.
Big
to the left-hander here.
Oh, rough ball, careful. Oh, it's alright. It doesn't matter anyway at this point in the session, actually. It wouldn't make a difference. He's retired, draft ball. That might have not have been such a good idea when there's people around him. He's going to pull back onto the track now. Retiring on track is something that we do not suggest people do. Just in case he gets in the way.
Look at that P7, and he's done 3 laps on his best lap time on the softs. Like, you don't want to do more than 1 if you can help it. Yeah. So I don't know. He's got 3 sets of softs for sure. Balanced harder or softer will be 4 sets of soft, but he's done 3 laps on those set of soft compound tyres, and that could cost crucially. Depends how much he's been sliding around on those tyres, how much he's been stressing them out, how much in lap, out lap, and the formation lap. So looks like he's in a really uncomfortable position down there in P7 on 3-lap old softs around this track. So yeah, it's a bit of trouble so far.
Be an interesting one, that. Could be the difference between a one-stop and a two-stop, or certainly a compound change anyway. It might be the difference of trying to leak out those extra couple of laps with confidence. I suppose any tyres can do an extra couple of laps regardless, but it's how much is it going to cost you ultimately. So there we have it though. Jay Wills puts himself on top. So he's going to try and push and get himself back to the top of that leaderboard, now finding himself third in the championship, watching Ryan Mills and Big Ben tussle it out first and second again last week. So Jay Wills on the top with a 1:30.5, 6/10 quicker than anybody else. Gautier, a fantastic performance in qualifying once again with a 1:31.1. Mr. Squiddo in third. Then we have Sniper Rathball, Ryan Mills, JB Bowie, Murphy Hedgehog, Wild Dog, I think, and as usual, I didn't get to the bottom of the qualifying on the screen, but looking forward to this one. It's getting to the crunch time of the season, really. There's people, I mean, you can see from 5th to 9th position to have 7 points, or sorry, even 10 points from 5th to 9th. Sorry, 5th to 8th was 7. 5th to 9th is 10 points, so 138 points to 148 between Mazzles, JB Bowie, Sniper Boy, Murphy and Gautier. Left alone, they all are within 10 points of each other, so everything can go on. There's everything to play for still, which should make these last few races really, really worth it. And I hope they keep on going the way they've been going, because it's been yet another superb season. Some of the races early on in the season, the first few races were absolutely mind-blowing. It's just getting closer and closer every week. So we should have some decent races in store. Next week we're going to be in Monaco, and then we've got the Great Britain Silverstone to finish us off for the season. There'll be races 14 and 15 over the next couple of weeks.
What's your predictions for this race?
To be honest, I'm quite interested to see what Gautier Lafalon can do again. Last week I thought he was good. He was good in practice, good in the race. Yeah, he's there 5th in the championship. He's trying to stake a claim to get himself as high up the points as possible. He's then nearly got himself on the top of the grid for this one. I think, is it P2 he finished there? So yeah, I'm interested to see what he's like on the race pace again today, see whether or not he can put a challenge up against Jay Wills, who's clearly pretty quick on this track considering the margin of difference. But we'll see. We shall see. Apart from him, it's the usuals really. They're not the usual offenders. Ryan Mills, Big Ben, Jay Wills, all absolutely flying. Hedgehog Desperado to get himself on a podium before the end of the season with 3 races left, as I say.
Ferrari has spun and he's been disqualified. It's Jay Bowie and Ryan Mills. Ryan Mills has been disqualified, the championship leader. Oh,
that's not good. I was looking down there. What happened there? Did someone practice start and span?
I'm not quite sure. I think I just... Wait, I think he just... I actually don't know. Maybe he just got on the throttle way too early and just spun the car. I don't know if somebody hit the back of each other, but it was definitely the Ferrari who spun. So I don't know what happened to Jay Bowie, other than if he hit him or just got close to him, or... I don't know. But it's a strange one.
Just seeing in the group there from Ryan, JB Bowie at Ryan Mills. I'm so sorry, man. I was looking at my camera, so he was looking elsewhere. Unfortunately, it looks like he's drove into the back of Ryan, just not really quite paying attention at that moment in time. So they're going to start it with cold tyres. As we know, there's this big race right up to the first corner in Kota, and it can be a big first corner. That the track position is so important to get a decent launch out of it and make sure that you're coming out ahead. Sometimes you can get locked on the inside and it's very, very hard to get the turn done, but on the outside you tend to find that with people coming around with pace, they start leaking towards the outside, and if you find yourself off the track, getting yourself back on can be hard work as well. So I would suggest all the drivers to think very, very carefully where they want their car to be coming up to that turn 1.
Yeah, exactly. You can even go through wide. That's how wide the corner is in turn 1, but obviously when you get there, expect some shoving off the track because that happens all the time.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of cars going into that turn one, all of them absolutely chomping at the bit. And when you have different people with different strats, that can come into play as well. Let's bring up everything on the right-hand side of your screens now. Everybody on the softs, apart from Mazel's in 13th, and Mishy Joy Joy. So there's two going to be starting on mediums, but from 10 downwards, everybody's going with the softs as well, which surprises me a little bit, actually. I thought we might have seen some harder compounds from 10th position onwards and sort of benefiting from the lighter car and the track later on in the race to get plenty of pace. You know, if you can stay around until then, you're in a great spot. But we shall see. Maybe they're thinking that they don't want to waste a harder compound too early as well with safety cars potential. Certainly on a track like this and a corner like this.
I'll keep an eye on the midfield for you, see, have a poll what's going on here.
Please, yeah, keep an eye on anyone you want for the start, but we'll jump on board with the RAF ball for a second, then we'll have a little look at the start. No, we won't. We'll go outside the whole car. So, here we go. Corn Racing Leagues, Corn Racing Academy. This is Season 4, and there's 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Race number 13 is away. We are going at the Circuit of America. It looks like a clean start. Jay Wills has kept his position at the front of the field. Looks like a racing point on the inside is going to try and get through. 3 cars come side by side. There's a little bit of connection, but they managed to get away with it as the Red Bulls come back on. I think he's tapped the hat once again of Gautier left alone, but Gautier has managed to make it stick, and he is currently in
big
P2.
Crash at the back. Big crash at the back.
Oh no, safety car, virtual safety car has been deployed. It looks like there's been some problems further down in the pack. There's contact between Ryan Mills again with Ghost Angel 1 on his inside. Ghost's just left him back past 5-second penalty again, severe. Ryan Mills has been in the wars early doors. Big Ben finds himself further down. Let's have a little look on the intervals, position changes, sorry.
Looked quite weird because it looks like Raph had a really slow start. It looked like he didn't get away for a moment on board with the Alfa Romeo. I was on board with Murphy looking at the top 5, and Raph didn't get a good start, but the second phase he just pulled away. And I saw Wild Dog made an amazing start, as you could see, up into P7. The racing point went down the inside of quite a lot of people, so he made up quite a few positions from where he started. When he started in P10, so P10 to P7 on the first lap, gained 3 positions. Crash at the back, I couldn't quite see. I only saw the aftermath of it, which was Hedgehog, Mazel's, and Greg's game centre. And Greg came out worst of it because he obviously, at the back, had lost sway of his end plate in the wall as well. So has the Alfa Romeo, who was looking to go on a long strategy. Race resumed.
Yeah, we're back away. Everybody's got back away. Gio Wills has pulled out a lovely little gap of 1.2 seconds. Quite quick, so he made the most of the relaunch from the virtual safety car. Mr. Squiddo finds himself in 3rd place, looking at the back of Gautier. Gautier has lost... Oh, my word. Gautier Le Fallon, if I've just seen that right, has lost his front end plate on the left-hand side, which means he's going to have to be coming into the pits and get that changed sooner rather than later. Am I right? Yeah, I am right. Front left's gone for Gautier Le Fallon.
I can't really see it, to be honest with you. I'm on board with his nose cam. It won't let me go on board with his TV cam. So
if you get out, outside the car should eventually show you, or just confirm it for me. But yeah, it looks like he's struggling. Mr. Squiddo is going to be right behind him on these first few corners, and you would think it's a simple inevitability that he's going to get past him with the downforce needed on this track. But he's managing really well, Gautier. He's going to be absolutely sick about this, by the way.
Oh, Mr. Squiddo got out of shape, and that's allowing Sniper Boy to come alongside him as we're going to go down into turn 11. Side by side, the Red Bull breaks later. Does he outbrake himself? No, he stays. And Sniper tried to do the switcheroo, but he has to stay behind him. So Squiddo's moment allowed Sniper Boy to come close, but he's managed to save us, Mr. Squiddo. So he continues on his course to try and get past the Haas driver. In the background, we see a Ferrari at a racing point as yellow flags are set to 1 and 2.
There is. It looks like there's a yellow car. I think it's Ghost Angel 1.
It's Hedgehog, mate.
Oh, is it Hedgehog?
He was involved in that first lap accident as well, so he's not going his way. Mr. Squiddo desperately trying to get caught. He doesn't want to lose any time more than he's already lost behind Le Fallon, because he's already 2.4 seconds behind. You can see the understeer, the amount of steering they're trying to put in with the heavy fuel and the tyres as well, this track as well.
Yeah, Gautier's struggling. Yeah, Gautier Le Fallon's struggling. You can tell that he's struggling, but all he needs to do is just guard these first few laps and try and nurse that wing as well as he possibly can for now.
Oh, it looks like Mr. Squiddo just tried to sneak down the inside, but Le Fallon left the door shut as he should have with the racing line, and that's why Mr. Squiddo's dropped a little bit back. But Hull gained the first sector because Gautier, look at that. Look, he's going to try and go down the inside if he can.
Yeah, he has. Oh, that's great yeah, wow. Oh, and then what? Whoa. Sorry, I don't even know who that is. It's Raffo. Raffo on the outside of Sniper Boy had saw an opportunity. Gautier left alone, had to slam the anchors on. Once Mr. Squiddo had got the job done in the Red Bull, but then Raffo came flying right up alongside Sniper Boy. Gautier, Sniper Boy, and Raffo all having a little tussle in there. And Murphy sees himself in 6th and see him further up the straight. JB Bowie is going to make a move on Murphy. I think this will be relatively easily done. And Ryan Mills is also going to make a move on Murphy, move on Murphy even, and gets it relatively easily done.
So look at that, Gautier. Both Williams made contact in that corner where Vettel spun, and Ricardo both made contact again. And they would be doing that. They fell on, fighting hard despite having full wind damage, not making it easy whatsoever. Why should he? But gotta be taking careful. He lets both of them go because he knows he can't fight in that right-hander with the lack of downforce he has on the front of the car. What will he do? Is it wise to pit because he's going to lose a lot of time? And there's a car way out wide. That was Murphy.
Yeah, Raffbo did that as well. He went quite wide on the second last corner. It looks like Gautier is going to try and manage as best as he can. I think he appreciates what's happening here. But if he can stay in the DRS, it's going to improve his lap time. And he can just rely on some of the wing problem. Whereas if he's on his own with wing damage, that's a bigger problem.
No contact this time between Ryan Mills and Jay Bowie. Ryan went down the inside easily at Jay Bowie, and the difference is between those two, Bowie has a lot more ERS in comparison to Ryan, so he might get him down the straight if he doesn't be careful.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, as you said that, Ryan's just got himself a penalty there on the first sector. It looked like he took a wide corner, and he just said he's got a penalty. But after lap 4 of 28, that's early to be getting corner cutting penalties, unless, of course, it was because of jockeying position earlier on in the race. Then it might make a difference. Murphy, what happened to him? Has he been in the pits?
Yes, he went. I was aboard with him. I think he had enough of those tyres. I don't think he had any full wind damage. I think he was just giving up the ghost of those tyres. And what tyres is he on?
Hards. Yeah, he's got hards. Do you think will he get the rest of the race with them?
Oh, it's going to be quite close. I think yes. It depends how much you can look after him, but I think these hards can definitely go to the end.
Get 24.
Never know, there could be a safety car to save him as well, so it'll be all right.
True. True. There is a little bit of tussling going on. Big Ben and Ryan Mills, the top two in the championship, now behind each other in 6th and 7th. JB Bowie having a good look at them as well. So it's all punched up still. Hang on, I've got leader rather than... I don't want fastest lap either. Sorry, I'm getting everything wrong on the right-hand side of the screen. Bear with me. Oh, there you see the stops. Doesn't a penalty. Gautier fall on, by the way, has got 6 seconds worth of penalties already in P5.
Not surprised with the lack of downforce he has. I mean, he's definitely going to struggle to the first and third sector. No surprise about that. But he's doing a good job. He's still catching up despite having that damage. And that Raff just having a look at his teammate. He don't want to go too wide in turn 1, which he has done. So got to be careful not to lose the car, which he didn't do. So got to be careful not to make too many mistakes because they will be costly.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that grouping, by the way. You've got Ghost. I think it'll be Hedgehog at the front of them. And then the grouping behind, right from J. Wills, Mr. Squiddo just coming round towards turn 10. Well, you only have to go back to turn 5 to get... Oh, God, how many cars is that? That's till 11. So there's about 10 cars just all on... 8, 9 cars just all in a row, pretty much, coming up to turn 11 and towards the fast straight. And, of course, this tends to be a little bit of a DRS train once it's open, which it is.
And look at that. Ryan Mills right behind Lefellon. And looks like he hasn't got any ERS to use down that straight, so he might have to fancy a go down in the corners there, where Gautier Lefellon will definitely lose out with the lack of downforce. He's right behind him. He cut the corner as well, so can't be afford to do that because we already saw him go wide in sector 1, and that obviously gave him a penalty, like you said. And here comes Ryan alongside him then, but he has the inside line as the hash driver. He obviously goes it down the inside. Ryan sticks around the outside. He makes the move here to get a better exit out of that corner, which he does, and moves himself up into P5 ahead of his championship rival, Hit Raff. I thought Big Ben will try and go around the outside, but obviously further wide he went, off the track he go as well, so got to be careful not to do that.
Yeah, it looks like the Alpha Tower of Big Ben is just sliding closer and closer to Gautier. I do feel sorry for him getting that damage earlier on. You can see how much it's affecting Gautier's race. Just can't, he just can't get the downforce. even just the straight line speed coming out of corners he's not got, as the AlphaTauri of Big Ben gets alongside on the inside of turn 1. Nice and easily done, took a tighter line. Of course, Gautier, he's just not able to take it any tighter than that without slowing down too much. He did what he could. It was actually a good corner, but he's just, unfortunately, he's just not going to get what he needs when you've got the pace of Big Ben around him.
Ooh, he almost Jay Bowie. I think he just let him go, did let Ballon, because he knows he can't afford to cause the incidents in those corners there. But it was really crucial for Big Ben to get past in the first corner, because he don't want to get hold up in the first set to lose time to his championship rival. So he's got the DRS, and crucially, he's got more battery to use on the straight. So he might fancy a go. If he sees a red light on the back of that car, he knows he's running out of battery, and therefore he will take advantage of it and try to overtake him down the straight. There is the red light, and it might influence Big Ben even more, knowing he's got more ERS.
So Rathbone's just had the DRS. He didn't use any of his ERS, however. Just used the DRS to sneak himself nice and close in behind Sniper Boy. So I think he's played that quite cleverly, to be honest. There's still plenty of laps to go. No need to rush anything just yet. Don't waste too much of your ERS. And as you can see, he's got 97% available still, has Rathbone. Clever driving from him. That shows me he's learning week to week.
Ghost in sector 1 has spun, and he's on the medium coming up. He's out turn 9. And I think he just let the rear tyres up. It's been a bad race for both Renaults, down in P16, P17. Obviously, one of them having troubles in turn 1. And Gautier is fighting... Ooh, I need to go above that battle. They're in the pits. Jay Bowie and Gautier is in the pits. And finally, he can change his front wing and no longer suffer the pain with the lack of downforce he has.
Yeah, I mean, it's Murphy and Mazzles that are together. We can see these in the Alfa Romeo. These two having a decent season, really. These would have been certainly expecting more. They're 6th and 9th in the championship, respectively. Mazzles was 6th last week in Hungary. Murphy was 8th. So these two would certainly be expecting a bit better than 13th and 14th today to continue the push for the Alfa Romeos. Alfa Romeo, of course, a third in the Constructors' Championship currently with 1-1-4-1. By the way, on the Constructors, while we're just having a little look around the track, I'll go back to Big Ben, who's got Ryan Mills in sight. The Constructors' Championship is as follows. Haas with 6-7-7. Too much to do. Game over. Ryan Mills is going to get taken on the straight, however. I'll shut my mouth for 1 second. Big Ben gets it done on the inside of turn 12. That's relatively easy pass, to be honest. And I don't think there's going to be any wrestling or defending there. There's no need to. A little bit of a lock-up from Big Ben, but it's not going to cost him too much. Oh, he's a bit deep into that one as well, but it's a tight few corners. We'll stay on board, see what else is going on. I'll have a little look outside the car so you can see Ryan Milson will keep on board with this fight for now. There's another little scrap further on ahead of them as well, with Rathbone just in behind Sniper still. Haas 6-7-7, Red Bull 9-2-7, Renault 9-6-9, McLaren 9-8-7, Williams 9-9-4, Ferrari with 1093, AlphaTauri in 4th place with 1117, third Alfa Romeo with 1141. And then the two at the top, Racing Point has squeezed Mercedes in this last week, by the way. Racing Point with 1-3-2-3. 1,323. Mercedes are currently winning the Constructors 1,380. So 57 points. Sorry, go.
Can I ask you a question? So do you know these constructor points all together? Are they the whole league, or just the academy?
Everything. No, that's everything. So the constructor points is tier 1, 2, 3 and academy this year, so it's everybody, the constructors. So all of those points added together, every single race gets to what their overall mark is, which is currently 57 points that separate first and second now. So that is massive time, because I think at one point Mercedes were over 250, I think 280 was it, points ahead in the championship. So there's been some movement.
Sorry to interrupt, but Murphy has spun. That's coming out of turn 1, and before that happened, Gautier is trying to make a move down the inside. He tried it in turn 1, and Sniper has got past his teammate, or been past. No, he hasn't. He stays in front. So looks like both Williams are fighting. Obviously, the pit window's coming to go on the mediums or hard, depending which one they want to take. But both Williams then. Looks like Sniper will try and go in the pits first, take that opportunity. But further down, I did notice that Jay Bowie and Gautier, despite coming in the pits together, they're quite far apart, obviously, with the change of full wing. But Jay Bowie's on the mediums, so can he go to the end on those medium tyres? Gautier's got on the hard, so he'll definitely go to the end on those tyres. And we'll wait to see. Yep, Sniper's in the pits, so the first car out there of the two Williams, into the pits he goes.
Yeah,
and
good.
So
Good show for Williams at the moment. Mr. Squiddo also comes on into the pits, as you've just said there. Sorry, the Red Bull Racing Point of Wild Dog. He comes into the pits. Ryan Mills goes up into fourth on 8 laps of soft. So I imagine they're going to try and get as many laps as possible, and all looking for the one stop, I gather. If they can get 10 laps, would they get 18 out of the mediums, or maybe go for the soft hard strategy? Rathbone looks like he took a hell of a lot of corner there in the S's.
Somebody's on a brand new set of softs, and that's Wild Dog, so that's definitely a 2-stop. Soft, medium. Now, I don't advise a 2-stop unless there's obviously a safety car and you can go on a brand new set of tyres, but you lose a lot of time in the pits alone. So 2-stop's not the way to go, but let's see how his strategy plans out. As Sniper Boy's on a brand new set of the hard compound tyres, but second place has also got the soft compound tyres as well, so he's also doing a 2-stop, soft, possibly medium. And that'll make sense if he does the medium tyres, but we'll find out if a 2-stop does work. Sniper Boy is on the hard compound tyres. As down the inside goes Big Ben on Raph. I didn't see that coming in the past few laps, but those two obviously going to pit this lap to prevent the undercut from happening on Mr. Squiddo. I think Mr. Squiddo would definitely get them on a brand new set of softs. I don't know about Sniper Boy. Depends how much they'll scrap for, but obviously I think they'll come to the end of this lap on the pits. And Jay Wills, the race leader, we haven't talked about him much, doing an outstanding job, and he stays out. We've got to be careful that he doesn't get undercutted by Mr. Squiddo on those soft compound tyres, because he'll gain him rapidly. And Big Ben stays out, but the Williams comes into the pits, and make sure he don't hit the wall at the edge, because that'll definitely cost him. Ryan Mills stays out.
Yeah, I think Big Ben's decision there was based upon Jay Wills. I can see him, because them two are so close in the championship, I can see them just playing a carbon copy of each other, really, because he can see him and he knows he's just up the road. He'll do what he does, I would imagine, just to try and keep as close as possible.
Good point there.
Let's have a look. Moonman Moody looks like he's just gone beyond Rathbone. That's because he's in the pits, so that would be blatantly obvious why that would happen.
Oh, both Williams on a different strategy. So Sniper Boy has got to pass his teammate, but he'll be in danger because Raph is on a brand new set of the medium tyres. And before they pitted, they were obviously the scrap for third place. So Sniper Boy might see his team at the back of him again with those better tyres at the moment. But when it comes to like lap 22, 3, 4, 5, and that's when Sniper Boy will be in advantage with those longer tyres.
So
longevity of those tyres.
Mr. Squiddo just coming around turn 11. I think he's going to have a pretty easy take on CJ and Mike's here. We're just about to see it, to be honest. It's not going to take him out of his comfort zone. Doesn't even need to open the ERS, I don't think, to get this done, or is he? He is going to do it now. But yeah, Mr. Squiddo is on 0 laps of softs, comes out on nice fresh tyres, and Mike has to just concede that position in the end. Probably the best thing to do, really. Don't defend that, just let him through and then crack on. Don't lose yourself too much time in the process of battling, considering you've got 5-6 seconds ahead of your next man, of Mean Man Moody in 6th, having a decent race. But you would imagine
in the pits.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you'd imagine all of the ones at the front are going to now come in.
Big Ben stays out. I did notice on that lap the gap was like 6.2 and he put it down to 5.7, so before this pit stop he was gaining on Jay Wills, as Jay Wills onto a brand new set of medium tyres. I think it's fair to say that it's common sense to box this lap because you don't want to lose too much time. Ferrari's in the pits on a brand new set of the mediums, so both of them going on mediums, and that Mr. Squiddo then will have to pull a big gap on those soft tyres because obviously he's doing a 2-stop, so he has to push until he gets to his medium stint and try and get second place back if he can.
Well, Mr. Squiddo, as we were talking before, he had another penalty for multiple warnings, whereas Big Ben at the top currently doesn't have any. I think Jay Wills doesn't have any either, so because of the penalties currently, things are looking good for them too in particular.
In the first sector, like I said, Raph has caught up to Sniper Boy, but you don't want to go too wide because that'll put a lot of unnecessary temperature in your tyres and that'll overheat them, so you don't want to have loads of understeers start grading the tyres easily because you want to get to the end. 17 laps to go on these medium tyres, plus in the dirty air, so you've got to be careful.
It's spot! Oh no! Sniper Boy, as we have just seen, has lost control after turn 11 before the straight, slammed his nose straight into the side. That's massively unfortunate for him. Looks like Mean Man Moody's just getting a job done against him as well. That's Wild Dog going and tucking into P6 in front of him before turn 12. Oh, Sniper Boy, that is going to be hard to take. I just don't think he was on his first lap of hards coming out of the pits. I think that he's just got maybe a bit overexcited that those hards could do more than they could, although maybe not just quite warm enough. Sometimes it takes more than a lap to do it, albeit that it's a sizable enough lap to get them warm.
Yeah, it's a massive shame because obviously he had one lap of information on those tyres. He might have tried, I think he just pushed him a bit too hard because obviously he was comfortable with the softs, but he had no information about the hard tyres because he hasn't used them at all. In qualifying nor the race, it was his first time. I think he just misjudged the tyre situation, and he's not coming to the pits, he's staying out, so...
Well, fair enough, he might not have got too much damage. JB Bowie clearly opens up his ERS to try and defend as best you can from Ryan Mills on the lesser amount of laps on the mediums, and the pair of them are going fighting into turn 2. JB Bowie just has the advantage going into the S's. Ryan Mills, probably best thing he can do is sit behind him through these S's and allow this to happen, carry plenty of pace around the corner, and now go for it if you're there and close enough to make a change or make the pass. A few corners away, only 2-3 corners away also to the long straight. We were in turns 8 and 9 currently, and then this little swing and fast flat out left-hander of turn 10, which is sort of not even a turn really.
Yeah. It is a turn, but it's not a turn. It might be in MotoGP because MotoGP do race here, so I think it's definitely a turn for them. That's why they probably put it there. It's like Austria, do you know that little turn 2 in Austria?
Yep. Austria turn 2 is Remus. That'll be it won't be turn 2. You mean?
Ryan has had a beautiful overtake around the outside of Jay Bowie, moving himself up into P6 then. So interesting fight between the two. I thought Jay Bowie was backing off there.
I'm just trying to see what's going on with the front, Mr. Squido. Is that right? So Mr. Squido Mr. Squido's just gone to his third lap now of the softs, but obviously we're expecting he's going to have to stop again as part of his strategy, whereas Jay Wills and Rathbo, do we think they're going to get to the end on the medium, so maybe throw some softs on towards the end, go soft, medium, soft as opposed to soft, soft, medium? Will there be a few people going for this two-stop today? Is that what's going to be the flavour? Is people going to generally go for that who aren't comfortable enough on the hards? I don't know.
Gautier got past Sniper. Sniper's in the pits, so he's finally getting his front wing change. But talking about your point there, going on the soft, medium, soft, I don't think that's a good idea to do because bearing in mind, no hard runners except Gautier down in P8. But he's got a big gap over them, so I don't think they should do soft, medium, soft. But they can always try it. But the thing is, though, they'll all be looking at each other. If they see someone going to the pits, they might do the opposite and stay out and make them catch them up again, which can be quite hard.
Well, if they've seen other people on the track as well go soft to start, they know that they're going to have to come onto the mediums at some point. And if that's the case, they know that if they're going to have their softs against their mediums at the end, they're going to fancy themselves to have the pace, I guess.
Big Ben down the inside.
Oof! He sent it. He hasn't half sent. He's made it stick as well.
Crucially, he goes back around the outside as well, so he's not done with them yet. Can he try and go down the inside to the next corner because you can fight all the way down here as Jay Wills picked up his first penalty, but saying that though, he's 8 seconds ahead of Big Ben, so he doesn't just got to be careful not to pick up another one. And crucially, Mr. Squido is pulling away on those soft tyres. He needs to build up a big amount of gap as he can until he gets onto the medium tyres and try and catch him up again. This could be quite hard. It's definitely got to go on the medium tyres. If it was the softs, it could be a little bit easier, but on the mediums, they don't really give you the boost they really need. Obviously they'll make it to the end.
Yeah, Rathbo thinks he's got another penalty there at the bottom. He's in P4, so some of these penalties are going to be he's going to be building up. Let's have a little look at the penalties. So Mr. Squido 3 seconds, Jay Wills 3 seconds, Big Ben 2 get a penalty yet, Rathbo 6 seconds off yet, 9 seconds for Wild Dog, 3 for Ryan Mills, and JB Bowie in 7th doesn't have any. Gautier's got 9 seconds, unfortunate for him, started also well. Mazel's creeping up from further down the pack. He was 13 and 14 with Murphy before. He's managed to get himself up into P9 only with the 3 seconds, but you can see everybody on track bar 2 now of Big Ben and JB Bowie carrying penalties, and that's going to make a difference to the end result, because there's quite a few cars that are still relatively close to each other. If we're looking from third place Big Ben, behind him Rathbo, Wild Dog, Ryan Mills, you can see them all on that straight.
I thought Wild Dog was about to go down the inside. I was about to say it was way too back, but yeah, JB Bowie and Big Ben are really in a good position because they haven't got any penalties, so he knows that Jay Wills has got a 3 second time penalty, and because you can see on the left hand side of his own screen, so will he try and close him down? Got 5 seconds to close down. Will that be doable in the next 13 laps? He did have the pace before he did pitted, but obviously his qualifying he started further back, so couldn't really do anything about it. Yeah, he started in P15, and he's in third place, so that tells you how much of a bad qualifying he's had. What could he have done if he started in the top 10?
Yeah, absolutely. Up 12 positions, yeah, absolutely. Up 12 positions is Big Ben. Big Ben shows time after time that he's fast enough. He won last week, of course, in Hungary. Not only that, he got the fastest lap, so he got 41 points. Got full max points on the race day. So fair play to him. He's 13 points, as I say, and he's only 3 points ahead of Jay Wills. But he is, that's Big Ben. He's only 3 points above Jay Wills. And Ryan Mills currently 13 points in front of both of them. 3-12. So close, very, very, very close now between the top three especially.
I wonder what happened to Jay Bowie, because he pitted very early in this race and didn't really undercut those guys ahead of him. Plus he's on 7 lap on mediums too. He's not really in a the guys ahead. Oh, look at that, Wild Dog trying to go down the inside again. Tried to make it stick last time. Sticks it around the outside as the Williams, and now he's got another chance around the outside, unless he does a switch back, because the Williams will go wide. Wild Dog was trying to sneak underneath, but Raph has the position and he won't go down the inside because he's way too far back. So Raph then stays ahead in 4th place, but under big pressure, obviously, because Wild Dog's on the soft, so that's why he's put under so much pressure. And Ryan Mills as well down there in 6th place, also in that fight.
Yeah, I think Ryan's got the fresher tyres, and I think he sort of spotted them wrestling a little bit in front of him. And woo! Wild Dog nearly completely lost that on stream. I think he hit DRS. Downforce went. I think he got his toe down a little bit early, coming up towards turn 1. Lost the back end on the final turn of turn 20. The nose turned in, and it's cost him some time. Ryan Mills could not capitalise, but he is only still half a second behind him.
Right, so Mr. Squiddo, oh no, he's got another penalty down in the first sector. That's his weakness down there in the first sector. Yeah. It's just very easy to do. You want to take it as fast as you can, because that's the way you have to take this track. But the lines you have to take, you have to get it very, very specific. And Wild Dog losing the car in turn 9 there, influencing Ryan even more to get closer and closer. Obviously, they're both having a lack of ERS compared to Raph, who's got more, combining the two behind.
Yeah, so Ryan, at the moment, he's got 4 laps of medium, so that'll be nice. Wild Dog's on 6 laps of soft, so you'd think Wild Dog's probably still got the compound for now.
Maybe he is on the inside.
Ooh, it's a good view. We've got a good aerial shot of the 3 cars wrestling away. Excuse me, towards turn 15.
It's put him under big pressure. It is Wild Dog trying to get past him while he can with those soft tyres intact. Obviously, he slowed down quite a lot. I don't know what happened there. It looked like he hit the brakes in the middle of a fast corner, so not quite sure what happened there. As Wild Dog picks up a penalty.
He's he's got himself a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. We got that pretty clearly, I'm afraid.
All 6 seconds I've had seen it for him.
Yeah, all 3 of them going up towards turn 1. These 3 with the best action on the track, so we're going to keep with these 3 for now. As elsewhere, as you can see on the right hand side of your screen, there's a nice little bit of space in between some of the cars now. The 2 Renaults, I think, are coming around together. What?
So Wild Dog in the first sector, he exceeded track limits on 2 corners, so he's picked up 2 warnings, and this could be his 3rd. Yes, no, that's Williams ahead of him. And Williams goes on the grass coming out of turn 9. He went extremely wide through there. Don't want to do that, because you got the grass and your tyre dips in and you pick up the throttle, you will lose the rear end.
Yeah.
Raph was the one who picked up a penalty, but Wild Dog's got to be very careful, because he did exceed track limits quite a lot at turn sector 1. So another warning could pick up a 9-second tyre penalty, and that's not doable for his strategy at all. Meanwhile, at the front, Jay Wills has closed the gap. Oh, down the inside from a long way back. He's done it for the 4th time again, and this time he can't make it work. So Raph then defending beautifully against Wild Dog. But at the front, will he go down the inside into this corner? Yes, he will. I'm trying to talk about the front, but Wild Dog's keeper is entertained. And they go side by side now into the triple right-hander. Can he make it work? Ooh. Yes, he can. Wow. And he's got himself up into P4. But at the front, as I can finally talk about it, Jay Wills is closing the gap down because Mr. Squiddo's tyres. A Wild Dog picks up a penalty, and on into the pits he goes.
I think he got a little bit of a tap from Rathbone around the back of him as well that sent him off the track. So he might have a shout about that warning potentially, because I think he went off the track, but I'm pretty sure there was a little bit of contact behind him before that. He had to do that, so it might not have been his own doing.
So I think Mr. Squidow's tyres, he's caught up to a back marker, Ghost Angel, so he'll give him DRS because Mr. Squiddow was at the detection point, and he'll give him an extra tow down the straight. He needs to get out of the way, is Ghost Malone. But Mr. Squiddow then, with DRS open, the gap is closing down. The gap's gone to 5.9, so he's lost a lot of time. It was 7 seconds at the start of the lap, and now it's 5.8. He took out 1.2 seconds of Mr. Squiddow's lead, so that tells me the tyres are starting to die. The back marker couldn't have impacted him too much, but obviously he needs to get out of the way as quick as he can. So Mr. Squiddow then, I think he needs to pit now because those tyres will come to an end, and he'll do the remaining laps on the brand new set of medium compound tyres. So we'll expect him to see him as Ryan Mills is very close behind Rath going down into turn 11. Can't make the move, so Rath then stays in 4th place. Despite being under pressure by 2-3 drivers behind him, including his teammate, he's done a fantastic job to stay in 4th place. Made no mistakes, as I've seen, a bit of sliding, but that's quite natural in those slow corners. So what will Mr. Squiddow do? He stays out. The longer he stays out, the more time he'll lose against Jay Rawls. More to gain back at the end.
While we were talking there, I've just seen into turn 12, it looked like the McLaren of CGM Mike had got past Wild Dog on the left-hander at the bottom of the straight, and I think he's managed to keep that now, so he's in P5. But Wild Dog will have probably just been going steady because he's just out on some fresh mediums and might be just waiting to try and get a bit of warmth into them before he goes flat out. Ryan Mills closer and closer to Rathbone, but can't quite get anything done yet. Mr. Squiddow, have got to bear in mind, with 9 laps of softs, still has to come in.
Let's see if this 2-stop works. Wild Dog also did a 2-stop, soft medium on a brand new set of mediums, and he's got Mike ahead of him, so he needs to get past him as quickly as he possibly can. And then he's got Gautier Lefellon. I think it'll be a bit easier because he's on older tyres, the hard tyres as well, so I think when he gets past Mike for 7th place is there on the cards, but he's got an 8.6 second gap as when he gets past Lefellon to try and close down Jay Bowie on an old set of medium tyres. We're still figuring out if he can make it to the end on those medium tyres. Is Jay Bowie 11 lap hold? As Ryan then, will he go down the inside for a second time on Rath? Will he try it? Will he send it? Will he force him into an error? No, he won't. He stays behind. I think he was a bit too further back to make that move as Wild Dog gets past Mike into turn 11, and he has the DRS to make him stay ahead. And Mr. Squiddow, what's he going to do? There's an AlphaTauri in the first sector who's lost it, and that is me, man Moody, I think, as Mr. Squiddow has stayed out. Obviously you can see Jay Wills closing in on Mr. Squiddow, so he's losing a lot of time, and I think he should take some action by coming to the pits.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets it done now, he's given himself the 8 laps to actually get that time back and have a good chance at coming back at them. I think the longer he leaves it, the tighter that gap comes, and the more time he's going to waste in those pits, and ultimately give him more to have to do to get himself back up at the top. Yeah, he's
look at the clouds.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that why some people did a 2-stop?
Possibly. There's the darkish. I've not seen any speckles as yet. 8 laps to go
Mike
in the USA.
Has spun through the final corner. He's lost 2 positions. Well, last one actually. It was Mazzles who overtook him, but Mike dropped it at the final corner. He's still on the racetrack with his full wing intact, so he still can get a point. Well, is the point systems to P14 into or P15?
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, so we're still at the top 10 then, and get some big points.
So, Ryan Mills, he's going to have another go now. Back on the straight with Rathbone again. He's really struggling with ERS, but I think he's going to have a chance this time to make his move on the corner. He gets himself on the inside. Respect given from Rathbone, but he manages to keep hold of it. Still Rathbone. So, well done him. He's having a good race. He's took it a little bit deep there. Is that going to cost him? Probably not. The big difference between the two is that Rathbone has got a hell of a lot more ERS. So in terms of protecting himself and defending himself on those straights, he can open it up pretty much every single time that Ryan Mills does. It's going to make it very, very hard to pass. So the only way that Ryan's going to really get that done is if he is literally completely inside his exhaust going at the start of the turn 1, and I don't think he is on this occasion either. And as you can see, it's not good. No, just going to say, as you can see, just coming up towards turn 1, I don't think he was close enough to get it done before the turn one, and he's not. He's not going to. Go on, Jamie, what were you going to say?
Big risk to Mr. Squiddo. He stayed out there, and I don't think there's any chance. 7 laps to go. There'll be 6 laps to go when he comes into the pits, if he does come into the pits. But I don't think there's any chance for him to get back first place from Jay Wills, because the pit lane lost is about over 20 seconds. So he'll be like 20 seconds behind or 18 seconds, and that's not. You can't really make that gap up from 6 laps to go unless Jay Wills makes a mistake. But the more time he stays out, the more tyres he'll lose to like Big Ben, Raff, Ryan Mills, Jay Bowie, all of them. Might be joined down. What's the gap? It's the leaders. Let's call them leaders. So he'll come out in 5th place. Jay Bowie, I don't think it's going to be joined behind him. So he'll be joined in 5th place, and I think 5th place and 4th place will be doable. 3rd place can be quite difficult, but I don't think he'll get 2nd place back.
Yeah, it's going to be a big ask. I mean, if you look at the back of Mr. Squiddo there on his camera shot, you can actually see Jay Wills now getting closer and closer and closer. So, valiant attempt on these softs, I have to say, but I think with every lap he's out on these softs, he's causing himself more damage. If he threw some fresh softs on now, with 6 laps to go, that'd be a right touch. But surely he doesn't try and complete this on the soft. Surely not.
No,
another 6 laps. You can't do 18 on softs. Surely.
Nah. You can't, because it's done soft. He needs to have one more tyre compound. He can't be on the same tyre compound.
Of course, yeah, of course. Ryan Mills with a 3-second penalty. Oh dear.
I'm thinking, that's another 3-second tyre penalty for him, but I'm thinking, what if the rain's coming in? Because I think he knows himself he's losing time, and he knows he needs to gain the time back. I'm thinking, is the rain coming in? Is he doing soft enter? Is he playing everybody? But obviously Jay Wills closing. Once the rain comes, his tyres will be done, because he'll have no grip. It'll be like driving on little ice or oil.
Yeah. Maybe that's the point. Maybe it is. Maybe we're going to see some weathering changes, and the drivers know bits that we don't. For those of you watching that are not familiar, the game will tell you prior to the race what the weathering is going to be like across the session, and it will say if there's going to be a certain amount of minutes gone before you can expect rain. You'll also get Jeff, our good old Jeff, that tells you sometimes the right thing over your comms, and he'll also tell you if a different tyre strategy is recommended.
Mr. Squiddo doing a Sergio Perez. It's going out very, very long, and the gap is 1.9 now, so you can't always rely on the rain coming in, because it might not do. You might see rain coming in about 20 minutes. Jeff says that, but it never does. So you can't always rely on that. You need to. What's his own instincts? Is his own instincts to stay out, because the final corner he had a massive moment, and obviously you can see those tyres. 13 laps on these tyres, and I'm not quite sure if he might pick up a puncture. There's absolutely no chance when he comes into the pits now that he'll catch up Jay Wills, because obviously he's right behind him.
Yeah, that's done. I think Mr. Squiddo's defence of that title is not going to get done. Missy Joy just seen him go past.
So, yeah, I thought so. I thought there was rain coming in, because I know he knows that he can't. Yeah, he's going to lose a lot of time. So
yeah, he doesn't want to go in the pits twice. Yeah, he doesn't want to go in the pits twice. It sounds like it's an absolute masterstroke, because everybody's going to come out and going to have to come in now, which means. Is Jay Wills going to get this done, though? He's got DRS with Missy Joy, the back marker there. He's actually had a bit of a Brucey bonus off that, because he's going to get the launch, whereas Mr. Squiddo won't, and he's now put himself inside a second. So if these both decide to go around another lap once again, it could be Jay Wills that hits the front just before they both come in to get the tyre changed for the final 4 laps.
Mr. Squiddo is losing a lot of grip in those corners.
He's wobbling around, isn't he? Yeah, I've just seen him lose the back end 2 or 3 times there.
He's done a clever thing going on the soft compound tyres, but 13 laps on those tyres, so he pitted lap 10 on his first stint. Oh, look at that. I think it's too early to go on the inters, because it will say DRS disabled unless he gets heavier this lap. If he does get heavier this lap, he'll benefit from it, but if he doesn't, then he might have pitted too early. But he had to pit, because I bet those soft tyres will get a puncture, so I think he had to pit. His teammates in the pits too. Double stack. He's on the mediums.
Ooh. Okay. So they obviously believe it's going to be light rain, but that could be a bad thing. Depends where he comes out, though. Is he out yet? Because if they all have to come back in, as long as he doesn't allow that gap to become too big, maybe he's still got a podium in sight. He's only got 6 seconds. It's doable. Raf Bo, though, finds himself up there again. These are all going to have to still... Oh, no, these won't have to pit on the mediums. All these top 4 really won't have to pit.
So what I'm thinking is, I think the condition's going to stay like this, just wet but damp and doable on the dry tyres. You don't need the inters. So yeah. I think he thought that light rain. Oh, when he's got the inters, so let's do soft inter. But I think he's realised now that the rain will stay like this. It can always get heavier, but if it does get heavier, he's on a brand new set of the medium compound tyres, and in sight, Ryan Mills and Rafa there for the taking, because they're going to be sliding around on those old medium tyres. So there's still an advantage, but there's 4 laps to go. So strategy, he's really thought smart about this, but maybe he thought the inters were being used. But talk about inters, there's 2 of them. His teammate could be in a party with him because the Red Bull did pit when he pitted.
Yeah, Mishy Joy and Hedgehog both on the inters now. Would just be on board with Ryan Mills. Rathbone goes deep into the corner. Ryan Mills didn't get the opportunity to take him there and then. CGM Mike's with penalties. We're going to see quite a few penalties, I imagine, now, because it's going to be taking a long old time to slow these cars down. Certainly slower than we would expect on the mediums. Again, Rathbone goes a little bit wider. Ryan Mills thought about going on his inside, then backed out, then he thought about it again, then he backed out. And these two going around turn 19 currently right next to each other. Rathbone, is he going to go in the pits? He is going to go in the pits, and he dives in, whereas it looks like Ryan Mills here is going to take the punt and try and finish this off. Now, DRS is still on track, which doesn't tell me that it's a wet track just yet. It would certainly tell you you wouldn't be allowed to have DRS if they felt like the water was sitting on the track too much, or it started to become dangerous. Can't be far off, though. It's starting to get darker and heavier.
No, Sniper just hit the back of Mike, and it's not intentional, obviously, but just misjudged his braking zone, and Gautier's hit the pit lane entry.
Oh no, he's not been able to turn, and that's Mazel's going past. Oh no, now he's facing the wall. No,
get
Gautier.
disqualified for that. I'll get disqualified. Get in reverse gear instantly. Oh,
reset. Oh no. He's just nearly taken someone else out who got past him. Sniper Boy, hopefully that didn't touch his wing. All hell's broke loose in the pits, but you can see there the inter's going on. Virtual safety car has been deployed.
Wild Dog chases for wing, so there's loads of things going on in track.
What is going on? The inters, you can see Rathbone, JB Bowie, Mazzles, Wild Dog, all on the inters. Wild Dog just coming out of the pits. The top 4 drivers all on the mediums are finding it really hard to turn. Look at Squiddo, he cannot turn that car. He's wrestling it, absolutely wrestling it. Jay Wills crawling around, oh my word, crawling around turn 15.
Greg's definitely going to be struggling with 21 lap all hard. He needs to get those tyres changed.
Keep a close eye with 3 laps to go on Rathbone on these intermediates. He's currently in 5th position. He's got 11 seconds to make up, but this could become harder and harder and harder and harder for the lads at the front. Although Rathbone's coming straight back in the pits. Oh no, he isn't. It's Jay Wills I'm on board with. My apologies. So the race leader with a 13-second lead on Big Ben is actually coming into the pits.
Mr. Squiddo's going in the barrier. He went off the track and into the gravel, but saved it. Mr. Squiddo just
struggling on the mediums.
Look at his time for the inters. He did a very good attempt, but sadly he could take his soft tyres longer, and he's gone off the track. So people on the mediums now, big disadvantage.
Ryan Mills coming into the pits. Big Ben is in the pits. So advantage Jay Wills, who comes out of the pits towards turn 1. Jay Wills is going to be absolutely flying now. He's well ahead. 10-second lead to Big Ben, who's still not even out of the pits as yet.
So
Gautier's gone.
Who?
Gautier's gone. Gautier's out of the session. Where's that happened? Or has he pulled into the pits to do it?
I'm not quite sure, mate.
I can't see him.
0 lap on mediums. I don't know if he did it in the pits.
It looks like both of them are out on track, though.
Do you know Mr. Squiddo? So when he came to the pits, do you think he's still in the pits now? I think he's coming out of the pit lane next to him. Unless Mazzles jumped him. Mazzles will jump him. Yeah. He's
going to get jumped again, to be honest. Is that Wild Dog flying up the straight? I think Wild Dog gets it done.
Will he?
No, he doesn't. Ooh! He's got it done. Mr. Squiddo tried to go really, really harsh into there and try and block the path of Wild Dog, but I think Wild Dog's managed it really well. Undercut him, went on the inside and got by. Slow down, Mr. Squiddo. Wild Dog with the same thing in mind. forgetting that it's a rainy track now and the water on the track. You can't go at the same pace, especially through those S's in the first place. Go smooth and steady keeps you the pace in the rain. You don't want to be throwing the car into corners like that. You're going to unsettle it, certainly in the rain, and wobble around a little bit. But this is the closest fight on track at the moment. Mr. Squiddo right behind Wild Dog now, just about to go on the straight. Because of the rain at this point, there's not going to be any DRS for him to use, but he's got so much ERS. Why he isn't using it yet is beyond me, and now he is. He's opened it up.
I'm thinking, when Mr. Squiddo came to the pits to change his soft tyres, his second soft stint, I'm wondering, should he have pitted onto the intermediate tyres, do you reckon?
Well, he would have only had to go lap tops on the intermediates before we changed to intermediates. So I personally think so. I think he needed to stay out for that one more lap and just accept the fact that he was going quite slow, because everyone was going to be pitting for the same thing at that point. But yeah, he's had to...
There's a light spot on the softs, and he would have done 15 laps on those softs if he stayed out, and obviously we saw people do about 10 and 11, they were graining so much, so if he stayed out an extra lap, he could have got a puncher, so I think that's why he pitted. I think he wanted to stay out, but obviously you saw him struggling, and tyres getting worse and worse and deteriorating, and crying for help, and could have banged, but he saved him back on the pits.
Yeah, I feel like if he could have took a bit of a gamble, but that could have also been wrong, and it could have been it could have been the masterstroke by doing what he did. Oh, he's got the first corner very wrong. And there's been connection between the two drivers. Wild Dog took the corner right. I think Mr. Squiddo, in fairness, just got that wrong, didn't he? He went to turn in far too early.
I think he just thought the corner was coming early, because that looked like he took a normal turn one, but just didn't realise it was further ahead. He just turned it way too early.
Yeah. Sometimes when you come up the brow of that hill, it can be quite tough just to gauge the correct turning point, but it's cost him. He's also had a time penalty there at the bottom as well, we've just seen. So Mr. Squiddo, the back end of the race, not going the way that he would have liked it. We're lap 27 of 28 in the Circuit of the Americas. This is race number 13 in season 4 of the Cone Racing League. This is the Cone Racing Academy that we are watching at this moment in time. As you can see on the left hand side of your screens, Jay Wills, our current race leader, absolutely flying, 20 seconds on the nearest driver to him. So Rafbo in behind him. Rafbo having a great race, to be fair. He's doing exceptionally well. Wasn't in the top 10 last week. Go on.
I think driver of the day, let me go check. Yeah, I think driver of the day will go to, if he stays on the podium, because he's done a mega job. He started P15 and he's up into third place, so I think driver of the day should go to Big Ben. I can't argue with you at all. I've just noticed on the right hand side, sorry, we'll talk about that again in a minute, but Wild Dog has a drive-through penalty. Yeah, Ryan went deep into turn one. I switched to the penalties, and he's got a drive-through, like you said. I was about to mention that, but Ryan went deep into turn one. He didn't lose any time, or he did, but he gained it back because he's right behind. It looks like he's more confident in those corners. When I was on board with him just there, set to one, the rascal wide, and Ben will come around the outside, and he moves up into second place.
Rafbo is struggling to... Ooh, he's lost it a little bit, Rafbo again. Can these two go side by side? They can. Ryan Mills gets it done. Rafbo, hold on. There's only... you're on the last lap. He's...
halfway there, mate, halfway there.
Oh, my God. Just hold on. I bet he's sick that he looks like he might have just thrown a podium away, but it's all going to come down to penalty points anyway, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, Ryan Mills and Raf on the exact same penalties, so those two would be invited for the podium.
JB Bowie could slide... JB Bowie is only 4 seconds behind them, 6 seconds in Lou because he's only got a 3-second penalty. So JB Bowie could slide himself up there, and Rafbo, he's absolutely Rafbo's absolutely slung it.
If those two continue fighting to allow JB Bowie to get closer and closer, look, you can see him in the background just there, and Raf gonna go down the inside.
Oh, he's done it again.
Both made contact. Raf trying to get back on the podium. You don't realise that J Bowie is
going to take it anyway. Yeah, he's. I tell you what, it's. Would you say that was aggressive? It was very aggressive. Yeah. I mean, fair, just about fair, but it was aggressive.
I think you forgot to mention that Jay Wills has won.
Yeah, Jay Wills passes the line. He is now, yes, he has just won the race. Jay Wills is our race leader. Big Ben comes over the line. He's going to come in a second. Rafbo and Ryan Mills are third and fourth. But JB Bowie sticks himself on the podium, gets third place. Well done, JB Bowie. Mazzles coming around turn 20 to finish our race off. Greg's game set to Mean Man, Moody and Hedgehog. Hedgehog, not the race for you today, my mate. It's not gone the way you wanted it to. Mazzles comes across the line for P6. Sniper Boy Hearts in P7 comes comes round turn 7, turn 20 also to finish his race off. He's going to keep on to that, so you can see that the penalties aren't going to mess them too much up. Mr. Squeedo, always a talking point during this race. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't had the outcome to the affairs that he would have wanted. Unfortunately, it was a 3-stop rather than a 2 that probably made the difference to his race in the end, just getting robbed. Wild Dog coming over the line, he's going to have P9, and CJ Mike will probably make up the last of the point scorers as Ghost Angel 1 just comes over the line now. Again, not his day. He come into some damage earlier on in the race. Whoa, CJ Mike is finishing it off with a very, very deep turn 19. Coming around to turn 20, and I think behind him, is that Murphy coming around there? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So he's going to finish, and Murphy's going to finish us off. That was...
Murphy P10. He's going to say P10.
Oh, he did. Yes, he did. He jumped above him. Just at that moment, he jumped above him. So he's got P10, and Murphy gives himself some points on the board. It's 8 points for P10, 10 points for P9, 12 points, 14, 17 for P6, 20 points for P5, 23 for P4, and then 3, 2, 1 is 28 points, 33 and 40. Pardon me. For your race winner. And of course, you get an extra point for fastest lap.
Amazing race. Australian driver winning the race. Definitely driver of the day. Belongs to Beast, Big Ben, second place. JB Barry in third, ahead of Rath. Ryan Mills in P5, ahead of Muzzles. From P13, by the way, from Muzzles. Snapper Boy in P7. Hard about both Williams lost out at the end. Mr. Squiddo in P18, Wild Dog P9, P8, sorry for Mr. Squiddo. Murphy in P10, Mike's in P11, Greg's Game Centre in P12, Me Man Moody in P13, Hedgehog, Missy Joy and Ghost Angels in P16.
Can you do me a favour, please? Can you invite our top 3? We'll have a quick chat with them. So Big Ben, J Wills and JB Bowie.
Yep, I'll invite them now.
Thank you. Big Ben, J Wills.
There's
J
us.
Wills. 1. Big Ben is 2. J Wills.
J Wills.
JB Bowie.
J Wills with it. How do you spell J Wills?
JWILLS.
Right, got him. Oh, I cannot add some players because of their settings.
Right, okay, not to worry. Try Big Ben and JB Bowie.
Yeah, Big Ben and JB Bowie. If it's Australian, it'd be morning for him, wouldn't it? A lot of people will be in bed that time.
I don't know what the settings are that changes it. It's a bit strange sometimes.
I think you gotta add him as a friend, but I don't think he will accept my friend request, buddy.
Right, maybe. We'll send him over, and we'll see if Big Ben will join us or JB Bowie will join us.
How do you spell Big Ben? His PSN?
It's that Bex Pro, isn't it? BX37 Pro, is it?
37.
Is it
Pro.
37? Let's see if I can find him. BX37 Pro, yes it is.
I got him.
Alright, see if he comes in.
It was JB Bowie, wasn't it? JB Bowie.
Yeah.
Is it JB with a capital JB?
It's JB capitals, yes, and then it's a dash, and then Bowie is BOWIE 95.
95. Any capital letters for Bowie?
Just a B. The first letter.
Add him to the thing.
Please. Okay. So we're not going to get our race later on, J Wills, by the sound of it, just because of some of the settings that he's got associated with his chat. But I've just seen Big Ben.
Wait. I think I invited the wrong. Yeah, I think we might get in because I missed the 40 outs. I didn't type in 40. I did J Wills without the 40, so I think we can get it in.
Right. Okay, cool. Sorry, I forgot to tell you the 40. So while we wait for our race winner, second place, he's going to have to live with today, but it's not exactly a bad race for you. 14 spots up, Benny boy, from where you started. What happened in qualifying first?
Yeah, qualifying, I was going for the mediums. Then I saw obviously it was raining at the end, so I went out on my softs and invalidated every single lap.
Yeah.
On that S section, I think it's not the best. USA is not the best track for me.
Right.
But congratulations as well to J Wills. Done a phenomenal job. Outpaced everyone really.
Yeah, he did.
Just couldn't catch. I was trying to not get any penalties to see if I could capitalise on that, but it's too quick for that.
Well, third place is JP Bowie, by the way. Is that Jack? Is that his name,
Yeah,
Jack?
I'm here, yeah. Hey.
Hiya, mate. I'll get to you in just a second, Jack. But
Okay.
on that, Ben, the exactly that when you were saying about it benefits from the tyre compounds, it had benefited from the strategy's been a big one today. But you were just saying about not wanting to get any penalties there, and that making a difference. And we'll get to Jack in a second. But his penalties was what definitely was the difference today, going from 5th to 3rd as a result of it at the end of the track. So next week we are in Monaco. How do you feel on Monaco? I know how I feel about Monaco.
Really, I'm just gonna practice hard, man.
Yeah.
24 hours a day, I hope. I've got time for that.
Love it, Ben.
We'll see how the outcome comes next week.
Yeah, love it, mate. Well, you were 3 points above J Wills before this tonight, which means you'll go back behind him into 3rd. But with Ryan Mills's finishing spot today, we'll have to see how that works out. But it is extremely tight between you with two races to go now.
Right, I feel like me and Ryan Mills will be like on the same points or near each other, and J Wills will be a few points ahead. So it's down to these last 2 races, really.
Things are hot enough. Things are hot up. Right, thank you very much, Ben. Jack, we'll have a chat with you. First of all, how did you feel like that race went for you?
It was an absolute sweat fest. I decided to undercut after the first stint, and then I jumped Ryan, had a good battle with Ryan and my teammate. Ben passed me quite easily, to be honest. I kind of gave up on that one. And then the middle stint, I was just saving all my ERS and everything, and I thought that the guys in front were using it quite a lot. And then I just focused on not getting a penalty. I got one on lap 26, which I was gutted about, but it was only 3 seconds. And then on the final lap, I saw the gap coming down and down and down, and I just knew that just don't spin it and you'll get P3 basically.
Yeah, it was a tough one. Mr. Squiddo we saw made a bit of an error in when it was raining. He came onto the mediums just before it rained, so he was on fresh mediums, and that dropped him right down because he had to come straight back in and get into mediums towards the end. So that killed him.
Was watching the stream. My friend was watching the YouTube stream and told me that he's gone on mediums. I thought it was crazy.
Well, it was a brave one. We had that myself and Jamie had that conversation of, did we think that, could he have waited another lap? But obviously we were saying that his softs were that worn at that point. Maybe he was at risk of a puncture potentially. Next round, Monaco. What's that like for you?
I actually really like Monaco, just on time trial, not in a lobby. So it'll be quite interesting, I guess. I'm looking forward to it though.
Good. Very good. Well, I said at the start of the stream for yourself, Jack, you were 7th last week, so 14 points on the board in Hungary. 3rd position for you today, so 28 points on the board more for you. Because your performance today, I would imagine that there's a little pocket of you that are really, really close. So as you, Gautier, Murphy, Sniper Boy Hearts, and Mazzles, and you're all within 10 points of each other in the championship at the moment. Because of your performance today, I think you might go 5th in the championship. You've got a bit of a gap to Hedgehog realistically, but if you can top them and finish 5th, then that's probably your aim for out of the last couple of races, I would say.
Yeah, I keep messaging Hedgehog saying that I'm going to take his P4 off him, but I know realistically it's not going to happen. I'm aiming for P5.
All you can do is do what you're doing, which is try and get yourself on podiums every week, or certainly making a difference. And you can probably ruffle a few feathers as well. Big Ben and J Wills, Ryan Mills, if you can get your car in and amongst them, you could actually have quite a lot to say of this if you can be doing this in the next couple of races.
Who's gonna pay me the most, lad?
Jack, mate, send me your PayPal.
Yeah. We'll get some bribery on the go. Right. Let's have we got J Wills on now?
Yes, hello, mate.
Right, now, lad, how are you feeling after that?
Exhausted.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I was up till 1 AM doing 5 lappers with some of the Tier 1 boys yesterday, and after 6:30 for work today, and it's been a long day before this.
Wow. Yeah, as it happens, I've just been, I went away to, like a mate of mine, Stag Do, it was like a camping barn, and I've done nothing but drink for the last 48 hours. So I'm struggling myself tonight, so I apologise for the viewers if I'm a little bit croaky on the voice. It's because I've had a bit of a sesh for 2 days solid. But obviously raced back to do this tonight. So Monaco. How's your feelings on Monaco?
It'll be okay. It'll be one of them that, as long as you keep it off the walls, especially with reduced damage, much less chance of obviously getting that front wing damage, it will help out quite a bit. But I don't think I'll be quite up there, quite on the pace, unless I do lots of practice, which I've got all about a week to do now. So
yeah, it is. I see Monaco as quite an individual race. To be fair, there's some wrestling, obviously, in certain corners, but it's just about doing your own job, isn't it? Consistency around there, and as you say, don't touch the walls, because if you get any damage early doors in the race, it's gone. It's completely gone.
Could be curtains.
Yeah, unfortunately, it generally is. Especially if there's any rain whatsoever, that tends to make it a lot harder still. Certainly braking downstairs, downstairs out the tunnel, the downhill brake, and was it Novel or whatever it's called? Novo, that's the one. Yeah. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you all next week. And so Jay Wills, of course, you dropped down to third last week because of that fourth, unfortunately, and that's not even a bad performance. But
it was though in terms of relative, I guess, wasn't it? In terms of the other two were up there.
Yeah, no. There's all he's doing your bits at the top, but it's getting tighter and tighter, which makes it more and more interesting for the neutral, even if it's not making it more interesting for you. And the pressure, the pressure starts to get higher and higher. I remember, it was Warrior Huntsman, wasn't it? With someone, was that Big Ben? Was it you, Ben? Who Warrior had the big fight with that season, right until the last day of the season.
Last season, yeah.
It was last season, so yeah.
So on the same points on the last round. So.
Yeah, ridiculous. It was absolutely horrendous. There was another one as well. I think the season before wasn't too much different.
Jay Williams and Warrior Huntsman.
Yeah, there was. I think Cogitaz was in the mix as well, but he couldn't do the last race or something, or he had a chance to win it. But Jay Williams, I think, did it. Yeah, it was like some sort of miraculous effort, but he ended up doing it. So yeah. Tight. It sounds like it's going to be another tight one yet again. So thank you very much anyway, gents, for joining us on the mic after the race. Good luck next.
Ask you a question?
Go on.
Race leader, race winner.
Yeah.
Race winner. Can I ask you a question? Do you have any idea what happened to Fellon in the first corner because he lost his full wing? He was in second place. Did he make contact with you, or did somebody make contact with him?
Not on my screen. I had about a car and a half length in front. I kind of moved over defensive, but I was fully in front of him, so I don't know. And then it was very defensive, just because obviously turn on in America's quite open.
Yeah.
So I was like, just wanted to I moved left quite a bit off the start, but there was nowhere near him. Definitely, I'd already cleared him, made sure to, had it checked, looked back, wasn't in front of me anywhere near. So for me, I don't think I've done anything there.
Yeah,
that's fine, mate. I just wanted to know because he did lose his part of his filming. I just wonder if you made contact with the guy behind alongside him, or you, if he outbroke himself.
I don't think so. From what I saw or heard, because I'm in a party with some others, Hedge and Mills had a bit of a rough start. Hedge lost his front wing as well because he had to brake on the start, stop behind people. So I'm not quite sure. It might have been part of that whole incident.
Just want to say congratulations on the win, mate. You dominated that race.
Yeah, quickly to the chat, can we stop having a J Wills to tier 2, please? Can we stop having that put in the chat, please?
Yeah.
Can none of that, please?
Put him in tier 2, I'll go in tier 3.
How are we going to win next year, mate, if you're still there?
We'll assess all at the end of the season, and we'll do a few pace tests. Of course, we have the Cone Cup coming up as well, so you'll have a chance to probably show pace in there as well. They'll make a decision based probably on some of that too. Which for everyone watching, the Cone Racing League does have a Cone Cup that's going to happen this season at the end of the season. So we'll give you more information of that over the coming couple of weeks as well. Anything else that you'd like to ask, Jamie, before we wrap it up?
No, I don't want to ask anything, but I just want to say, mate, thank you for having me. It's been an excellent race and an excellent time here.
Good. Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining me. You've done spot on for tonight. It's been nice to have you alongside me. Don't think we've done it before, so spot on. And to our race winner, Jay Wills, congratulations. Big Ben in second place tonight. 14 spots up from his qualifying position, so it's not a bad run at all from him. And Jack coming in third place, only getting 3 seconds of penalties against the 9 seconds of the drivers in and around him, and he jumps both of them to put himself on that podium. So well done him, and that just shows you where the consistency gets you, especially around the track like the USA. Join us next week, 8 o'clock on the Monday. We're going to be here for race number 14 of the Cone Racing Academy. This is season number 4, and we're going to be in Monaco, where I'll be joined on the comms by our track specialist. But I'll that's all I'll tell you for now. But we'll introduce him as the week comes on. Right, we shall see you all next week. Thank you very much. No worries.